Well, that's my I have two fantasies. One is robbing a bank. I always wanted to rob a bank. And two is I'm on an airplane and the flight attendant comes screaming out saying, is there somebody that could fly a plane? And it's all over. And I fucking get in there in my fucking Jordan 3s and my hoodie. And I fucking put the thing on and I take us home and everybody. And I'm a fucking, so at least in my mind.
What if you rob a bank, you take hostages, and then you demand a plane? And they give you pilots, and then they want the pilots to fly where they can arrest you. And then you tell them to get the fuck out because you know how to fly. You go under the radar and you fly somewhere else and you leave with the money and they never catch you.
That would be fucking dope. Remember that guy that jumped out of a plane he robbed? There was a guy that
Oh, yeah, that guy who died.
Did he die?
Well, they never found him, but yeah, he fucking died. You can't jump out of a fucking DC-10 and live. I just with money.
37,000.
Yeah, fucking $3,200 in quarters, fucking dragging you down to the ground.
Dude, I had a screenplay idea. Bank robbers. You never seen this before. Bank robbers who kill everybody. So if they just go in and they spray because they know the code. It's not, oh, we have this amount of time. They go and they kill everybody. But one day they're about to go in. One of the guys sees his wife going in with one of his kids. And the rules are everybody dies and he's got to try to stop it. And then that's where I ended up ending with the idea. So it's really needs to be flushed out.
Well, my thing is, why do I give a fuck about those guys if they just go and shoot people? Fuck them.
Yeah, I didn't get that far. I got to figure out a subplot.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to do an anti-hero movie, I think you got a great start-off point. If you notice in those kinds of movies when they have somebody just killing everybody, it's always unsightly people. Or they just show them for half a second. They don't want you to get into their backstory that these are people that people love. You know what I mean? Like they always got to be like a dick. That's why like in all those Steven Seagal movies, like he couldn't just walk in and beat the shit out of somebody and be a bully. Somebody had to fuck with him. You know, like, hey, nice ponytail there, twinkle toes. Yeah. And then he could turn, and then he'd kick the shit out of him every single time. Every single time there was always that guy who couldn't just drink his drink. He just had to go out of his fucking way to get this shit kicked out of him. And the whole purpose of the scene is to establish what we already know, that is Steven Seagal knows karate.
Yeah.
Right?
What'd you say?
By the way, speaking of karate, the Heroes and Icon channel, how great a name is that, is going to start rerunning all the Walker, Texas Rangers with Chuck Norris. And Chuck Norris has one where he's facing off with somebody and the guy gets into some sort of stance. He goes, another karate guy, because I think he was a kung fu guy. And he does a spinning heel kick a la Joe Rogan with cowboy boots on. So as bad as it would be to catch Joe Rogan's heel, just imagine it's Chuck Norris's heel and it's in a cowboy boot, which, has a manly high heel on it.
I never saw one episode of Walker, Texas Ranger. Have you?
No, that's why I want to watch it. Because I feel like all the snarky douches killed off that sort of manliness on television.
He sings the theme song.
Huh?
He sings the theme song. Sorry,
that's awesome.
Wait, who does? Chuck?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it starts off in the eyes of a ranger, and then he's kind of like he talks a little first, and then he starts singing. Yeah, the chorus.
That's a man who was in the business long enough and found out that if he sang the song every time they play the episode, he's getting paid. That guy never had to buy another gi for the rest of his life after that gig, and then he had that fucking thing that brought you up and down the slide. Remember that? And he would sit there with his red chest hair just fucking looking all shredded at like 80 or whatever the hell he was.
Oh, he did those commercials.
How many times late night you almost buy one of those?
Yeah, he did those commercials with Christy Brinkley. And I always thought something was going on with them during the thing, which, I was like, something. I was like, Chucky may be taking that down. She was divorced at the time.
Remember Body by Jake? The guy from Bachelor Party, man. He crushed it in Bachelor Party, and then all of a sudden he was just Body by Jake. I bet he made way more money selling that shit than he did in the movie with the residuals. Guaranteed he did. I always love when I see people that used to be acting or whatever, and then they branch off, like, what's her face? Suzanne Summers. All of a sudden, she had the Thigh Master. I'm like, there you go.
What about
now
Joe
she's making
Piscopo?
money.
Dude, Joe Piscopo got fucking jacked. He was fucking jacked.
Yeah, he
dude.
did.
Yeah, he got.
He was foreshadowing what was going to happen in baseball. He was like 10, 12 years ahead. He was before McGuire.
Yeah,
How funny would that be if they asked Mark McGuire, how did you get into steroids? I was a Joe Piscopo fan. The guy. I mean, his first special, it was funny, but the next special came out, he just fucking grabbed a microphone, his fucking veins.
Dude, I think that's such a gross thing when dudes have that vein, that wiggly vein in their neck, and their neck just starts at their jaw and it just comes out.
Yeah.
Who wants to look like that? I would never want to look like that.
I would love to know what the high of being on roids feels like. I don't think it's roid rage. I think you're just so excited you want to show off. Just pick up a refrigerator. Yeah!
No, dude, those guys are angry, man. I knew dudes that those dudes fucking freak out at nothing. But
that was the old shit, dude. That was the shit from when we were coming up, when it was like fucking horse tranquilizers and a little bit of cocaine or something. I don't know. Fucking St. Bernard's dick all fucking mashed up and you just shot it into your butt cheek. Just came out frothing at the mouth, just throwing kettlebells. There was no kettlebells back then.
No, acne. I had friends, they'd get acne and when they put a t-shirt on and you were just like, oh, dude, I do not want to get.
Oh, yeah. And they had those giant lats. Like they look like doors to get into a castle, and then they had like the skinny fucking legs. Because I don't think anybody did a squat in the 80s. No, they had their big puffy pants, and they would come in, and they would wiggle into their fucking Olds Cutlass or their Monte Carlo or the Buick Regal with the T-tops. They would come in, and they had the wraparound shades, and some peroxide blonde was always sitting there who wasn't really that hot. She was just in shape and dyed her hair blonde. Remember those chicks?
Oh, my dad.
It's just like, if you just, let your hair go brown, you'd look like me. That could have been me in the passenger seat.
My dad had a Buick Regal. I remember a buddy of mine in high school. I was always friends with older people my whole life. Older kids wanted to hang with me, always. And I was, whether it'd be a grade or two up, I don't know why. And
it's because you could grow a beard in the 8th grade, Paul.
Probably. And we're in this. This was me in 7th. This was me, the way I look now in math class.
I know. Dude, you do 3 days on the road. Paul's torso has a 5 o'clock shadow.